Chang, get bang over here. Going, switching. Chang, getting brain over here. Chang. Oh man, I'm bugging. I'm bugging. Let me do it. Ah, that's stupid. That's like, how does it do that? How'd that come on? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's why you touched that part. Come on, they still haven't drafted Shador Sanders. Uh, oh, Sam Howell. Damn. All right, guys, how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Darkness. It was followed by like a mini ice age.
Cut this off. All right, sorry, I was just on TikTok and I switched over. So how's everybody doing? Welcome to Toxic True Reality Podcast. We're gonna talk. And I'm sorry, I'm a little lost today because of this draft and just sports going on. You know, distraction. I know it's all fixed, but again, how I cope is how I cope. Judge yourself. You can judge yourself. You know what I mean? I'm conscious of everything, regardless if I watch or not. Can't criticize people while you're on TikTok. But how y'all doing? How are y'all doing? I got 5 of them here. I gotta check TikTok, so I know I need to get that chat up as well. But yeah, we're gonna do a continuation of basically what we did yesterday. You know, except for we're gonna search together. We're gonna talk together. I'm going to literally anybody says anything, I'm gonna bring it up, see if you know what you're talking about. That type of stuff. You know, and of course I'm gonna talk about the trip again and people that are flying. I got to talk to Dylan. I don't even know if Jacob is coming. I thought I don't know. There's so many people I've been talking to. But how are you guys? How's your day? It's beautiful in the state of Tennessee. A lovely 70 degrees. Lovely. All right, let me get this set up, guys, so we can get started. But I know a lot of people have been asking me, like 3 people have asked me when Coach Tommy is going to come back on. I don't know because I call him and he doesn't answer, which is tells me one thing. He's working. And he can't confirm nor deny what he's working on. You know what I mean? First time I asked him, are you still involved? He says, I can't tell you that. I'm like, what the fuck? Secretive as hell, man. Super secret. All right, now I'm set up, guys. Sorry. I had my eyes so bad. All right, man. You guys remember yesterday we were talking about are we missing 1,000 years? I showed you guys many documentation showing a number missing before the last 3 numbers of a date, usually in the symbolism of nothing or a J. Some people even brought up Satan's little season. We looked that up. I said I always thought we were in a post-apocalyptic era, but there are some things in the Bible that speak on Satan's little season that haven't happened yet. The only thing that has happened is if we are missing those, let's say, 1,000 years, then yeah, we would be in that. So again, a lot of this stuff isn't to be taken as that's what's happening. We're throwing ideas, we're provoking thought, and we damn sure aren't saying nothing that's to be concrete. We're trying to figure stuff out. And if that's dangerous to do across the internet with people that think like you, and we create a group, why do they always want to ban stuff like that? What are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not attacking nothing. Yesterday was a great speech. And I understand how, you know, disputing authority, because what happened to share, like the new age of sharing new ideas? What happened to that? And I guess when it's about a narrative controlled and they put a tragedy with it, that means you like delegitimize what has happened to a people. Like if you like, imagine if we said the Indian massacre or, you know, the American colonization wasn't a a native massacre. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what Thanksgiving is. That would be, like, if we question that, that would be crazy. You know what I mean? So you can understand the pushback you would get on something like that. But that's more believable. I'm just keeping it real. I think the color, the people that were here, they lied about. Like, I can find a lie about every point in history they've ever talked to us about. And that's bad. That's bad. Like, somebody lying in every point in history. The simple fact that Tartaria is not even in history, but there's evidence of it everywhere. And go ahead, talk to a historian about Tartaria. They're going to go, yeah, all right. It's not canonized, right? It's a religion. It really is. It really is. So as soon as I came on TikTok today, right, this video behind me, which I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is the first video on my TikTok on the computer. They added 700 years. Whoa. Now, again, we make this content. Make this content to have open conversation. That's all it is. I'm not stating none of the things that this man is saying is true. I'm not stating none of that. He's not stating that. You know what I mean? He's just researching and finding discrepancies and then talking about these discrepancies. So please understand, the discussion of discrepancies isn't misinformation. And it shouldn't be guideline like that. And I will say this, the guidelines, am I the only one noticing the guidelines on TikTok aren't as strict as they were? Like the transformation of the Facebook-ism. Like, I could get away with murder right now. I just don't touch certain topics, just not to touch them. But I haven't gotten guidelines like that. And I've been making some content that been pushing the boundaries. Like, bro, I put a video out there with a man hanging upside down, bagged. They did community guideline, but it passed. It made it through. I won the appeal. I'm telling you guys, there's some I've been playing with. I told Cliff this. So I think we'll see. I think the one thing you're definitely going to get banned for is the state that is not real. Hold on. Wow. That's it. Is that TV too loud for y'all in the background? Huh? All right, I'm going to show you this video. We're going to hear this different perspective. I want to see how they did add us 700 years.
Followed by the bubonic plague, famine, wars. What people say, 536 was called like the worst year on record. It had 18 months of darkness. It was followed by like a mini ice age, followed by the bubonic plague, famine, wars. What people say is that during this time, the Roman Empire collapsed, and this began the Dark Ages. This sounds like the bowls of wrath. This sounds like trumpets. This sounds like the four horsemen of the apocalypse. It sounds like all those things. We're told that Jesus was in the first century. The destruction of Jerusalem was in 70 AD. I can imagine a lot of people, skeptical people, who would be rightfully skeptical, they would say, well, that's interesting, but without it being closer to the times of Jesus, it seems like, well, that does sound kind of like it, but I don't buy it because it's not close enough. That was one of the said collapses of civilization in Europe, but it was one of three. Early antiquity collapse, there's a mid-antiquity collapse, and then you have a late antiquity collapse. The Western Roman Empire falls in early antiquity. Later, the mid-antiquity, you had a collapse on the eastern side. So the Eastern Roman Empire fell in mid-antiquity. And then late antiquity, the northern Europe collapsed. During the 536 timeline, it's said that the Mayan civilization collapsed at the same time. Now, historians mention that it could be volcanoes, it could be comets or meteors, but I mean, they really don't know when you actually really look into it. There's just no way that you could have this far-reaching collapse all the way to the Americas and it not affect the rest of Europe. Based on stratigraphy, there was no advancement in architecture, culture, art, and language. All the buildings are all at the same level of strata. The collapse in early antiquity, mid-antiquity, and late antiquity was all the same collapse. You take out 700 years, you put them all at the same level. This is when the world basically collapsed. 536, this was right after Jesus. 536 was called like
discrepancies. That's all I'm saying. That video was so damn good. Discrepancies, bro. I like saying they added 700 years instead of saying we're missing 1,000. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. They added 7,000 years for an illusion of something, bro. Like, if y'all think numbers don't matter, they do. Hence why they changed everything, 12 when the secret number's 13. Hence why the dollar bill's got 13 arrows and 13 stars and 13 stripes. And then they made us operate, 12 months, a dozens, 12. Jesus had 12 disciples, 12 zodiacs. You know what I mean? 12 hours. It's like all around us. And that's the part where I don't understand what it does. Like, you guys, if you're not like me, man, and I know a lot of y'all see the same numbers in succession all the time, tell me you're not a person who's not trying to figure out why you see that so much. You know what I mean? Like, what is, am I missing the interpretation? And I know the regular answer people give it to me, it's the Matrix telling you you're on the right path. Which is so cliche. And I believe, I think that's a cop-out. And it makes you stop trying to figure out what that is. You know what I mean? And it feeds into the ego. Yeah, I'm waking up. No, I think it's something more. You know what I mean? Am I the only one that feels that way? Yeah, 12 dimensions, talk to them. Same shit. But yeah, what up, Jeremiah? You can't hear it? You can hear it. Can y'all hear it? Could y'all hear that video? Y'all could hear that video, right? Let's see what's on TikTok today. Then we're gonna.
Most of us know that Satan.
This is that Little Caesar shit, I think. Yeah, it got me on. Let's go back.
It's day 3, so now I gotta have my phone on now. So, what the numbers I call you? Fam, I thought that was a real person that called you, but it actually
hold on. I gotta fix my window, guys. Y'all can't see. Let me shrink down. Let me shrink down. Let me shrink down. Can I sing, guys? I said let me. No, I need to shut up. I'm about to get y'all. Y'all about to run away from my stream. I'm not doing no nut shit. What am I? Let me get this right. All right, here we go. Let's surf on TikTok. I have to be careful, guys. Let me just say that I have to be careful. I have to be very careful with music too. If there's music in the video, I gotta skip it.
Were you looking for a job?
No.
Do y'all remember when Chris Sam?
No.
Pretty good, how are you?
No.
Have you seen Roundup Weed Kill?
No.
Trustway, Hunter.
Love him. I love this beat. I'm not gonna lie.
I said James Harden scored.
Feeling stuck at your job.
Hitman, you should have a lot to say to Hitman. I did.
Oh, you're coming to LA tomorrow.
Real quick. Just to talk about it. It's nothing spiritual. Let's have fun too, guys. We are human, and be human, okay? Do y'all believe my guy is guilty? Which, as a man, I know he's not. Not to say he didn't have fun, he wasn't rough. I'm not saying that, because if he has a 10, 15 minute, I know it's a 30-minute video out there, and he can only show 30 seconds of that motherfucker, that means it's bad. He was choking that baby. He was doing something, you know what I mean? But, oh, damn, that wind was strong as hell. But again, y'all think he's guilty, man? I do not. I do not. That girl tried to get that money. It's just she decided to file charges, or this whole situation, as he had that $100 million contract. Now that contract's gone. I hope she still thinks she getting that money.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Such a setup. You could tell.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Yeah, he knows what's going on. Yeah, don't worry about it. He ain't beat. He knows what you're doing.
Well, okay.
It sounds like she's trying to set him up.
Okay, what?
Yeah, okay, what? It's diabolical, bro. There's women
Well,
out
I'm
here.
not really interested
You didn't even say all that.
in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public.
He died. Now, we all know that's conjecture. He was being facetious. Absolutely. He was being facetious. Because it's his
Big
post.
black guy shows small white woman.
This is post 10 million lawsuit. Remember that. This is a prequel.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good. It's not like good look what you doing to him.
Not a good look that you did what the shit you did to me.
Right. So he's just mad. He ain't. Look, get the fuck out. This is. Y'all be careful out there, gentlemen. Y'all be very careful out there. This is why men don't approach women no more. It's fucked up, but it's reality. And I'm not talking about the people in my chat. Y'all know who they are. Society. We got a problem with society, man. Feminism, all that shit.
Not only gross.
Even red pill shit is bullshit. Some red pill content is just non-empathetic. You know what I mean? Like, for two sides, let me say this, for two sides to ever come together, if it's man and woman, there has to be, all right, sacrifice from both. And to make it this red pill content, which is so stern, and it is misogynistic. It's the only misogynistic thing out there. It's the only time I was able to actually use the word misogynistic correctly. You know what I mean? Because that word's way overused and used wrongly a lot. You know what I mean? Misogyn. No, the red pill content is 1,000% misogynistic because it has nothing to do with the majority of the time. It's the unification. It's all about know your place. And how the fuck you gonna say that to another human being? That's just my take on that. You know what I mean? And again, life, bro. Life, man. So yeah, let's continue on. I just want to say that. Oh, let me turn this down. That's why it's just.
Here's how
I'm a man.
Stand up. Let me see your.
It's so much, you know what I noticed? There's too much sports going on right now, and our content's now starting. Oh, here we go.
Glory be to God.
Thank God this man came back. If you don't know who this guy is, this is 7-7 Truther. I am going to reach out to him one of these days to see if he wants to be on the podcast. I'm not going to lie. He might want to talk his shit, get his numbers back up, you know what I mean? Whatever. And I love this dude. Even though he's arrogant for a reason. You know, straight up. I'm not mad at him. He's also dealing with, and he repeats a lot, so I understand. It does take
The
place.
CDC, Center for Diseases Control and Prevention. Really? What does this look like? Okay. The faces on the blue origin right here is your eagle,
Oh, shit.
as you see here and there. Now, that's ironic. Prevention, kind of like Children's Hospital under pressure to end grotesque ties with McDonald's.
That's it.
Fast food restaurants such as McDonald's and Chick-fil-A often have contracts with hospitals to operate on their premises, providing food and drinks to patients, visitors, and staff. These contracts can be lengthy, sometimes up to 25 years, making it difficult to remove the fast food vendors.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this is funny. The claim that McDonald's food causes the C word is not supported by scientific evidence. Doesn't it say it on the packaging?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that word right there. Interesting. This is a warning label on most fried food places, so that's very contradictive. It's actually just a lie. Welcome to the world you live in. The CDC, Center for Diseases Control and Prevention. Really? What does this look like? Okay. The faces on the blue origin right here
All right, I'm done. I'm sorry.
is your E.
Good vid. Y'all mess with my boy 7-7 Truther. Y'all rock with him? Let me know. I fucks with him. Not gonna lie, let's give him a like. You know what I mean? Let's support in real time. You know what I mean? Let's support our creators. Fire. You know what I mean? Something, y'all, you know what I mean? Engage. How you gonna get engaged if you don't engage? That's karma. You know what I mean? If you want people to like your videos and all you do is swipe and you never like people's shit, no one's ever gonna like your shit. Straight up. That's that. I'm trying to tell you something.
The smaller.
My coworker takes really long bathroom breaks, and I think he's gooning in there. Can you call him pretending to be from...
What is gooning? Does anybody in the chat know what gooning is? Somebody, what the hell is gooning? Where am I? Am I old? Am I old? I'm old. I'm old. I don't know what the fuck that is. Faking? Thank you. Yo, I'm old, bro. Yo, that's fucked up. Yo, I'm old. Oh man, I was warned about that. I was warned that shit would come. Gooning. I expected to spot June on the show. You got it, Chris. Everybody who wants to be on the show will be on it. I will probably gonna have to carry you like I'm doing majority, but it's all right. I'll ask you questions. If you want to interview base or if you want to talk about a certain specific topic, absolutely. But let's continue the video. Gooning.
Corporate and ask him about it.
Faking.
Hi, is this Jesse?
Yeah, it is. Who's this?
Hi, Jesse. This is just Ken from HR from... how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. So, hey, look, I noticed you were taking a bit more bathroom breaks than, the usual employee. I was wondering, was there anything wrong with your bladder, or did you have any, health complications that we should know about?
No, not at all.
Okay. What times did you go to the bathroom? Like, around what time?
Just, every now and then, just gotta keep clean hands, and really that's all, every, hour.
Yeah, but the thing, it doesn't, it doesn't take 25 minutes to wash your hands, Like, we understand once a day, but 5 times a day, that's kind of excessive, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little, but, just, it kind of relieves the stress to, wash my hands a little bit and go back to work and just be as efficient as possible,
Okay, here's the biggest issue we have here. See, I don't know if you were aware, but you were logged in onto the company Wi-Fi. And when you're logged into company Wi-Fi, we can actually see the websites you're visiting. Jesse, you still there? You still with me?
Yeah.
We just saw a couple of websites that were not necessarily appropriate for the workplace. And due to your history with being in the bathroom for prolonged amounts of time, first I wanted to check to see if it was maybe a health complication, but since you confirmed that it wasn't.
Oh my God. Gooning, it cannot mean faking, bro. I'm sorry, I'm not rocking with that. I think you old too, ASAP. Hold on.
Essentially, what we're going to have to do from here is have some corrective action take place.
No, I mean, you gotta look into that again. I mean, there's other people on the Wi-Fi, what exactly, what was the website that you were seeing?
Yeah, there was a couple. It was, .com. There was a little bit of those. When you start to look at the times where, you weren't at your desk and you were in the restroom, and then the times that these internet searches were made, it's, you can kind of put two.
That's just preposterous. I never even gone on those. No, I mean, you gotta check the system again. It was probably Phil. If you want to look into anyone, look into Phil. I mean, Phil's the weirdest guy. His haircut, the way he looks, it just gives it all off. If we're gonna point fingers at anyone, it should really be him, because I would, never do something like that, and I'm so grateful for this job. Yeah.
We'll definitely write that down. We'll go ahead and speak to Phil, and, we'll get to the bottom of this, but thank you for confirming with us.
I'm sorry, gooning to me sounds like you beating your meat. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I'm sorry, I should be talking about substance right here, but hey, sometimes you gotta be. So yeah, I was way off, bro. Gooning is getting money. That's what we used to call it. You in the bathroom getting money. Especially in prison, if you know, you know. You're right. Yeah, that's what gooning is. He was cashing a check. You are a super serious question about June DM. Yeah, I'll talk to you later, Chris. I got you.
Okay. Damn, you about to go fifth round, bro.
Wow, yeah, sad.
If you're running LinkedIn,
love this pain, but I need this shit. Fuck too good.
Here we go with the bullshit.
Hey Travis, this is James Gladstone with the Jacksonville Jaguars. How you doing?
Yeah, I thought it was. Oh, I can't smoke over here. Gotta be stupid. Yo, give me.
I never said nothing about you on TikTok. Have I ever?
Who?
In this video, this lady speaks about why you should watch out for observant people.
I did. Wait. Let me see some. Did I favorite some stuff? Yo, yeah, I gotta talk about this. I forgot. I made a video on this, and I gotta talk about this. I gotta move myself because, damn, this is wild. This is wild right here. All right, this is completely freaking wild. Straight up. Do y'all know what that is in that man's hand? How many of y'all know what that is in his hand? Huh? What is that? Huh? What's up? Hey, what up, Sammy? What is that in that man's hand right now? What is that? That's an anti-drone rifle deployed around the Vatican around the Pope Francis's funeral. Yes, that is a DEW. Now, back in 2020, you would get a guideline for even talking about this thing. Because at the time, this is why I think the guidelines are different, right? At the time, Lahaina happened, Chile happened. And if y'all know, a lot of videos came out around that time. Also, New York skies were red. Also, the oceans were on fire. Also, they were blowing missiles or nuclear or atomic bombs in the ocean. Y'all remember that year? Also, there were train derailments. Also, there were chemical plants exploded. Also, there were food distribution plants by the hundreds being burned. Do y'all remember that? Also, there was a volcano. Yo, that was it. That was a crazy year. We thought COVID was bad. That year trumped COVID, bro. Y'all remember that? And now, since speaking about the island and Chile and these five, they're showing this shit right to your face. I got a community guideline from exhibiting a sample package or an instructional video from Northrop Grumman. Northrop Grumman obviously is a government privatized contractor. And the instructional video of the weapon they were using, they gave you community guidelines for misinformation. I wasn't even in front of it. I just posted instructional video. Oh, that's misinformation. Northrop Grumman is giving misinformation? That's when you knew misinformation was subjective, because you guys know I've done tests and talked about Yellowstone exploding, and they let that shit get up to 300,000 likes. I mean, $300. But nah, you talk about some factual shit, because we were seeing things in the sky, allegedly. I have no facts to back that up, no video evidence, because, hey, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. You know what this also made me realize? Who cares if we have guns? You know what guns are used? To kill ourselves. And we're not trained properly. We're all scared around here. Let me watch this video real quick. These are electromagnetic rifles, which are used to shoot down drones. The work by disrupting the link between the drone and the operator itself, forcing the drone down. It was basically frequency or microwave. That's crazy work. Now, let me say this. In the video, in the Northrop Grumman video, right, it was a riot disruptor that they had like 200 yards away from the people, right? And they had, you know, demonstrators, or you'll say people, to exhibit the device, to see the power, to feel it. Said the dude felt like he was being microwaved. It will stop you right there. He said, oh, no, hell no, back up. You got too close to the 200 yards. He said, no, And they took that video down. That's what I'm saying. You worried about your gun, bro? They can get you. They can hit you with inside your house. I believe our Wi-Fi will be used against us. The simple fact that if you go to certain cities and they got open air Wi-Fi, That bothers me. Like, y'all see it always being free is what? No. Open air Wi-Fi. That's a different conversation. Let me just say that. I can't even speak fully into that right now because I know I will get misinformation on TikTok. I know. I can't wait to talk to people in June. They're going to be like, damn, you don't say this shit on TikTok. I can't. Y'all going to see me talk about so much shit that I can tell y'all just talk about. And y'all going to be like, damn, you be making so much fire content. I'm like, I know, but I can't talk about it. I can't. I hate it. Live the life. Hey, we got 36 in here. Let's go. Some guys told about 50. That's good, man. But yeah, man. Straight up. Riot defending. They don't even Wi-Fi is so crazy, right? They don't even need camera systems no more. Let that sink in. You're always being watched. Now, they don't even need camera systems. They're digital. Like I said, it's crazy. You try like a bot, trying to convince a bot right now that they can transfer your consciousness and they think you're crazy for talking about that type of stuff, but they just believe Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi because it turns on their cell phone, but they can't explain how it works. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. And it's crazy work, man. But yeah, man, DEWs, bro. Shout out to DEWs. Let's see what this says.
You want to know how deep I've gone down rabbit holes? I'm convinced that both of the world wars were really just to erase the old world.
Facts.
And that there was an entire narrative scripted around who the bad guys were, who the allies are, and it was really meant to just destroy all of these beautiful cities. They took out all of the bells. Right. If you guys haven't looked into why there would be bells in public spaces and the healing properties and the harmonious properties that these churches and all the architecture was built in. Okay, it's sacred geometry, and it's not unrealistic that they started 2 world wars and put, at the time, our best men in every single country lined up across each other because they wanted to take out the most brave,
a lot of people get in here and the gifts got sent.
Quote unquote prestigious men for every country, knowing that all of them would want to go to war.
That's some real shit. Who believe that? That's why I went over the whole 1,000 years missing or now 700 added, whatever. That's why I went over that because that's what I've gotten to the conclusion of myself. World War I and World War II was nothing but a false flag to get, or finally the final parts of destroying all the evidence of the old world. Seriously. Yeah, I mean, at the end of Cabbage Patch Kids, like there's a lot of discrepancies. You know what's crazy? Our narrative fits better than the narrative they gave us. Let's say there are 2 narratives, right? Our narrative, their narrative, the official narrative and the discovered narrative, right? Tell me which one fits better. Yeah, come back to that question later. Revisit that. And when you really put it together, bro.
You guys, what's it like living in Gaza? What's it like to live here?
I can't.
This boy here, very quiet.
I'll be careful. I'm just going to stay away from that shit right now. This is live. This is live. All right, yeah, we go back to the video then. Beep, 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 beep.
These two were having sex. She called out the wrong name, and he literally ripped her insides out with his bare hands.
I'm trying to push positivity. I swear, you know what I'm saying? But we live in an evil world. You know what I mean? Not gonna lie. That's diabolical. Damn.
In 2015, Fidel Lopez murdered Maria Nemeth for saying the wrong name during sex. She called out her ex-husband's name instead of his. And reading about this case was like nightmare fuel. He went on to assault her with a hot curling iron, and then he used his bare hands to reach inside of her body and rip out her intestines. And all of this was happening while she was still alive. He also went on to break bottles and cut her up. Neighbors heard the screaming and called the police. He also shoved his hand right into her orifices and ripped things out. Now obviously for the brutality and senselessness of this crime, he was sentenced to life in prison without chance of parole. Somebody this violent should definitely not be out in the streets. I just can't even fathom this whole thing going down and witnessing it. Like if you guys have watched Invincible, that's basically what happened if you read the story. I couldn't even fathom that in real life. It's crazy as a cartoon, but in real life, dude, I can't even imagine. Let me know your opinion.
Hey, yo, see, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna just go. That is a crazy story, guys. That is diabolical. Damn.
Was Gilbert really that guy?
Is he top 5? Top 5 shooting guard? Yeah, if T-Mac is a 2 guard, does T-Mac go in the top 5? No.
Sorry, guys.
Glory be to God. You guys ever heard of this? The Voynich manuscript. It's all about healing, herbs, medicine, for women in particular. It's really interesting. I can't read the text.
I'm doing y'all so dirty. Why didn't y'all tell me? Why didn't y'all tell me? I'm doing y'all so dirty. I'm so disrespectful right now. Sorry about that, guys. I digress.
But I have an imagination and I'm pretty good at symbols. Your pineal gland, pine cone. It's a channel of networks like vertebrae feeding into a body, a system, a stomach of some sort. As you can see from both sides, like an antenna. Flowers, healing, medicines, herbs. What's interesting about this one is the roots, the bulbs. The bulbs are clearly being color coordinated so that you can see the vitality. It's all very hard to understand because they don't know the text. Looks like snakes are some type of ladder, if you will, that's going to lead you to certain baths. The baths are going to be about being cleansed, to be ridden of all toxins. Moon god, Vesica Pescis, just a lot of women healing herbs and practices. But it's hard without knowing what types of plants and bulbs and medicines they're talking about. As you can see here. It's kind of interesting, but it's pretty obvious what it is. This, probably the coolest part. So it's a sun wheel. It's got goat, which is God, in the middle. So you're a sun or a sin or a center.
Goat God.
This is very interesting. But again, without knowing what these words are, I don't know what they're saying. The pictures almost look alike. Like all the little figures look alike, so it's hard to tell. But I'm guessing that certain parts of your zodiac sign and taking some of these medicines and herbs at certain times is going to affect certain things.
I believe that could possibly be.
But without knowing exactly what they're saying, what herbs, what time, what do they do and why? That would be crucial to know if we were really looking into this. But the script, it's mysterious, and people think that it's just like a medicine book that someone created.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a good. I don't know what that is.
I do. I keep cramping up. I'm so sorry.
Man, at the end of the day, there's been rumors that LA is probably one of the most dangerous places for rappers.
Glory be to God. Libra.
My business has.
Stealing! Oh my God! Trade value? It depends what it is, but usually 80.
Sergeant Overseer attempted to spray a pepper.
If you're looking to get.
I don't know, guys. Man, we're going to YouTube. Fuck all that. I'm gonna look up something, bro. Or I'm gonna just talk to y'all. Straight up, because we gotta look at stuff, man. I tried to ask for a topic which y'all want to talk about. Or we can do, I don't want to do paranormal. I am going to do a couple reaction videos, though, to like, I do want to do this one so bad. Just because I hate how, we already seen it. I feel like it's beating a dead horse, and I got to be careful around the state issue. But he just comes off so damn arrogant, man, and like better than us that I can't sit through that again. Sitting through it once was already bad. Watch the video I sent you on Instagram. I got you, Coons. I got you. Definitely. El Toro, my guy. This is crazy. It is, man. It's just I can't even suffer through that again because it's so aggravating. That was I'm glad how Joe Rogan did make fun of it on how he was, you know what I mean? The Sands of Osiris, calling dark ancient Egyptian meditative music. Really? Yo, I will say this, man. I should look that up real quick on TikTok. How many of y'all noticed all the upside down crosses, bro? Oh,
2 minutes he's in charge. Lee
I
Iacocca.
think I briefly missed. Hold on.
Come on. Money, come on.
Let's watch.
There's no beef between your brother and Mustang Sally. Didn't owe him any money, nothing like that.
Somebody want to tell me why they got upside down crosses at Pope Francis' funeral?
Hey, yo. Oh, look, I did it to y'all again. This is some bullshit. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Tell me. Is that an accident? And of course, you know, I always felt it weird to do this. Because that is an upside down cross. Go ahead, do that. Do that. Tell me that. Tell me what that is. No one does it like this. No, it's always down to the lowest. And then we just, yo. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Yeah, shit's real.
Huh? That shit don't make sense.
Yeah, why is Christian horror? Why is that a horror genre? So convincingly, you know, if it looks like a goat, it talks like a goat, it walks like a goat, it's a goat, right? Like, and then no, he loves you. You're gonna burn in hell. There's just so much crazy shit. So
sense do it? Or do it make all the sense in the motherfucking world, dog? That's crazy work. But I always thought everything about the Vatican and all these motherfuckers satanic, the stuff.
It's crazy work because they got a telescope called Lucifer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bro. Do y'all know how hard it is to try to convince people of, and it's, I'm trying to have them stop seeking a religion, right? A religion. You know what I mean? Like, I think the Matrix tells you on its own. What up, Cliff? The Matrix tells you on its own. There's bullshit, you know? And you guys are misguided. But the dogma's strong, man. You know what I mean? It's not their time. You know, I've come to conclusions on that too as well. I think, again, we're early. We're so early. I think it's just not their time, bro. You know what I mean? They could be a young spirits. Some of us are old souls. A lot of awakened people are old souls. You wonder why. Right? Wonder why. Because, like me and Cliff were talking about this, like about the power, like if he had a kid, how he would teach his kid. I don't think, because I let me say this. I have a theory that children, you know, when we get our powers, that only happens if you activate as a child. And if you miss your turn, you got to wait till your next life. And that's what we keep coming back here for, right? And that's why there's children out there that are meeting in this astral place they call the hill and teaching each other their powers and training while they sleep. And they meet there every day. And they can't even describe what it is, but it's where they're at. Like, that's amazing. And I believe the only way you get to that point to activate at the time, like, I even say, why do I have an instinctual pulling to be a child again? And I'm not talking about acting like a child. No, I'm talking about being a child. And I had a fucked up childhood. What? Why do I have that? Right? And that's what I was talking to Cliff about. And I said, the only thing that makes sense to me, because I want to be a child again. You got me fucked up. Absolutely, I would go back. Just to experience the first time of everything, you know what I mean? That essence. But imagine if you knew, not missing the first times and everything, but you understood the presence of being in the first time and everything, and it's still experienced as the first time you're doing it, even though you know it's coming. You know what I mean? And then activate. Like, I think there's something why we got to, listen, shoot 45 degrees out the ass, man. Don't go out the head. Don't stay out that light. I'm trying to tell you something, man. You can't teach it either. It has to be evolved. You know what I mean? You can't be told how to do this. Like the best metaphor I can give it to, right? Yeah, listen, I'm going to be a kid right now. The explanation I'm going to give you. And every boy in here knows exactly what the hell I'm about to say. You remember that one time? You didn't know why? And you just went to the bathroom and got some soap and started beating your dick. Randomly as hell. It's like that. No one had to teach me that. I didn't even have to watch nothing. This is before I seen a porn or anything. I just did it. Didn't know why I was doing it. But then I realized something at the end. Oh, shit. I can get pussy. Every boy knows what I'm talking about. It's nature, yes. Exactly. This is some real shit. You can't teach it, bro. It has to. It's instinctual. That's why be instinctual, man. Be instinctual. That's crazy work, though, man.
Now that the Pope's funeral has been aired for the world.
Hey, yo, didn't Kanye come out with some, like, black hooded things like this? Didn't he? I'm pretty sure. That's crazy work right there. Was he predictably pro? That's the Pope. Tell me they don't look like members. Then you got to test it. Yeah. That's crazy.
What do you think? Who knew Satanic Klansmen cared so much?
Work, bro.
Can't wait to hear people try to explain away this obviously satanic death ritual. Clears up some confusion about the things he did and said, especially at the end.
You're telling me that's
Demons at his bedside, screaming, "Don't let them take me." Looks like he signed up for that ride a long time ago. If the job comes with satanic death rituals and black magic funerals, withdraw your application.
That's work. This is Spain, though, so I understand it's traditional.
Why were there two inverted?
I don't know, bro. I'm gonna get out of this. You know what? We'll do this.
Sometimes celebrities just can't stand each other.
I got something for you. Let's go. Oh, a new one.
These are some of the scariest conspiracy theories in the world, but we're going to keep going until we find the craziest one. There's actually a huge conspiracy that the Den...
The real truth, you better wake up and find out, has been around you all of your life. You just didn't see it. Example, Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846.
What's his name? What's his name? Somebody tell me his name. Who's speaking right now?
John Kennedy was elected to Congress in 1946. Abe Lincoln was elected president in 1860. John Kennedy was elected president in 1960. The names Lincoln and Kennedy both contain 7 letters.
This is a nut-ass thing right here, which makes me think everything is, again, scripted. The world is a stage. William Shakespeare's fake. That's even crazy. But hey, I digress. Listen to this shit. Let me rewind it. Listen to what he says.
Kennedy was elected president in 1960. The names Lincoln and Kennedy both contain 7 letters. Both presidents were particularly concerned with civil rights. Both of the president's wives lost children while living in the White House. Both presidents were shot on a Friday in the head. President Lincoln's secretary was named Miss Kennedy. Kennedy's secretary was named Miss Lincoln. Both were assassinated by Southerners. Both were succeeded by Southerners. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, was born in 1908. John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated Lincoln, was born in 1839. Lee Harvey Oswald, who assassinated Kennedy, in 1939. Both assassins were known by 3 names: John Wilkes Booth, Lee Harvey Oswald. Both names are comprised of 15 letters. President Lincoln was shot in a theater named Ford. Kennedy was shot in a car named Lincoln, made by Ford. John Wilkes Booth ran to a theater and was caught in a warehouse. Oswald ran from a warehouse and was caught in a theater. Booth and Oswald were both assassinated before they could go to trial. And a week before Lincoln was shot, he was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before Kennedy was shot, he was with Marilyn Monroe.
That's so crazy,
The truth
bro.
is hidden in plain sight.
That is one of those things that, like, come on, bro. Like, again, which narrative fits? That's all I'm gonna say. That's crazy work. I remember hearing that. Look who tagged me 6 days ago in this. Let me give her a like, Kemi. Shout out to Kemi.
So going back to the moon landing thing, how come the first guy who ever stepped foot on the moon, which is without a doubt the most profound, groundbreaking thing that humanity has ever accomplished on Earth?
Yeah.
He's only done, I think, 2 interviews, and the president had to ask him to do both of them.
Is that right?
2. And one of them was super cryptic.
Really?
Yeah. He did one for like the 20th anniversary in front of like a college class, and he was saying like, we have to break through the lies of our history or something like that.
Jeez.
So if you are the person who achieved the most amazing, astonishing feat of humankind, why have you only done 2 interviews?
Maybe he's
and the president. He says he only does interviews with the president.
We all know that's fake.
This has been concealed for centuries.
All right, forbidden video showing the true purpose of the. Oh, interesting. I mean, that is all. I think the Eiffel Tower is Tartarian. Absolutely, it gives the energy. Now I think about it, I never thought of that. I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't even think about that for a second. The Eiffel Tower is definitely Tartarian. What do y'all think, chat? Y'all think the Eiffel Tower is Tartarian? Tell me that's not wrong. I mean, look at that thing. You know what I'm saying? That shit is definitely Tartarian. I could be wrong, but you know, I don't know. I gotta see how long it took to create it. They say if they say they did it in 6 months, lie.
The real purpose of the Eiffel Tower is something far beyond what you've been told. Most people believe it's nothing more than a symbol of Parisian culture or a product of the industrial era. The truth? The Eiffel Tower was designed as a massive antenna, an instrument for wireless electricity experiments, and its secrets could have revolutionized the world. The year was 1889, and the tower was unveiled at the Paris World's Fair, touted as a temporary exhibit. But here's where it gets strange. The true intent behind this engineering marvel was hidden in plain sight. Nikola Tesla visited Paris in the 1880s. During his stay, he met with Gustave Eiffel and shared his groundbreaking vision for a world powered by free, wireless energy. Tesla had already proven with his Wardenclyffe Tower that electricity could be transmitted wirelessly across vast distances. Eiffel, utterly fascinated by Kessler's revolutionary ideas, took these principles and incorporated them into the design of the Eiffel Tower. This was not just about aesthetics, this was about power, real power. During the tower's construction, strange phenomena were reported. Electromagnetic anomalies, unexplained lights, and strange sparks were seen surrounding the tower. Locals spoke of nighttime experiments, and some even claimed to have witnessed orbs of light dancing around the structure. Why hasn't this been exposed? This has been concealed.
Interesting. That's interesting. Maybe it's not Tartarian. Or shit. It is Tartarian because the technology comes from them, man. Regardless if they built it or not. Because I think Nikola Tesla, he knew about Tartarians. That's where he got everything he knows. He's like, yeah, why'd y'all wiping this out? His Cabbage Patch DNA wasn't all the way wiped. He had some Tartarian DNA in him, bro. You know what I mean? He went to the Browns. Did he go to the Browns? Hold on. Good, man. Good for Shador. They did him wrong, bro. Yeah. It was the gates of hell. I think let's play devil's advocate. I'm going to think critically for a second. I don't know if y'all think like me, but this is how I think, right? And I'm going to blow myself up for this one. It's been 54 minutes? Yeah, but I lost the train of thought. I got to stop smoking. I did. I just lost my train of thought, man. Oh, I hate when I do that. I had a great theory, too. Can't think about it. Yes, he did. Good, man. Good for my guy. Oh, I know what I was going to say. playing devil's advocate, what if there's more to them hiding this free energy, right? Like, say, for instance, we believe it's just to have us under rule, under power, or whatever, right? What if it opened a portal? What if it started to rip time and space and create something catastrophic, right? And we only think it's got to erase these bells and all the remnants is to control us and have us capitalistic. What if we're actually being protected here, but we're just being mistreated? You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? And the reason they hide this shit is because of what I just said. But we know that couldn't happen because they're eating us. It's bigger. Exactly, P-Fix. But again, I'm just trying to provoke thought. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to provoke thought, bro. Look, I had programming. I went to act like I was talking to the phone and not the camera. That's fucking phone. Get that away from me. But you know what I mean? That's what it is, programming. But it is bigger than it. It's way bigger. Again, they're eating us. You know what I mean? And then it goes to our soul and it being a tethered connection. When you try, never mind. I'm going to go somewhere that you're not going to understand and be able to keep up with. Oh, see what's next.
This is the conspiracy iceberg. At the top you have more well-known theories like Area 51 and cryptids, and as you go further down it gets more and more crazy. I'm trying to talk about as many of these theories as I can on here, so if you like this weird stuff, follow for more. And we're now on Tier 3 Truth Agent. This tier is described as the point of no return. Some of this knowledge will make you appear and act like a lunatic to...
Listen to this. This is funny that this video came across my page. This is not a conspiracy. If this is what I think he's talking about. That's all I'm going to say. Let me rewind this a little bit.
You appear and act like a lunatic to normal people's eyes, but it's only the beginning. If you're still here, you might want to study and research more, following your path. This is the conspiracy.
No. There are truth agents out there. Absolutely. And I say they use truthers. Like, I instinctually felt that. That's what that truth agent is. Truth agent. They are out there, bro. That's why you might be.
Conspiracy iceberg.
This guy's a truth agent, bro. Straight up. That's what I'm going to say. Who is that guy? Exactly. Who is that guy? Truth agent. Himself. Told on you. Psychopath. You see his name right here? Right above my head? That's his name. Psychopali. All the people you'll be able to, if you want to get their names, shout out to them. You know? Holla.
5 creepiest conspiracies that might be true. Denver Airport's bizarre...
This theory suggests that the late artist...
Jesus Christ. The Adam and Eve video.
Now, this is interesting. I'm going to play this one. This is going to be my last one. All right, I'm going to play this one. I'm going to go on later tonight, though. Remember, also, Q-Hab's going to come on. Question everything. That's facts, Helena. That's facts. Is this the era of the Aquarius coming in the ways of revelation? I think so. I think we're about to see a script of the Antichrist. I'm not going to lie. And put it this way. Let me say, before I show you this video, Adam and Eve, I'm going to give you what I really, truly believe the age or the transition we're about to have. You guys all know I talk about transhumanism and the end game and the metaverse and all this stuff that's going to start coming about, right? I have a high sensibility of this actually being connected with the Antichrist story, and that's how they're going to, like, this guy's going to come and convince people to take this augmentation or this mark. I really do believe, hence why you're seeing all these things that you're seeing now religiously as they're happening. You know what I mean? You could call me a liar. Hey, listen, they gave us a script for a reason, and Hollywood, the world's a stage, man. It shouldn't be hard to convince. That's what I really do see that's happening right now. And I think majority of even Christians see that, but they don't see, they see it in a trapped mindset, like from the perspective that they're going to go to heaven. They're waiting for Jesus, but when Jesus doesn't come and they're there with that decision, they're taking that augmentation. I'm not afraid death kill me if that's what it really is. Take me out. Absolutely. I'm ready to reset. I'm not coming back here. I'm coming out the butt. Let's watch this. This is a good conspiracy, though.
Much of that is agreed upon, that there could be a time where the magnetic poles actually shift.
This is science. They say that the last one was like 778,000 years ago, and we're like something like 200,000 years overdue. But the Adam and Eve story, the theory of that is that it happens in cycles of 6,500 years, and that it's a 90-degree flip, but 6 days later, or on the 7th day, it corrects itself. And
planet flips.
Correct. It's a planet flip 90-degree, and that because of it, the Earth essentially does a standstill. The sun will basically stay in the same spot, causing heating like we've never experienced, and that the wind and the waters continue with their momentum. So the theory is that when that event happens, it's going to be cataclysmic. And here's the wild thing, is that in that document, it says a continental-sized tsunami being 2 miles high. Well, I showed you the Emikusi volcano in Africa, in the Sahara, which is at 11,300 feet, that has salt as well as evidence of gastropods, sea lice.
2 miles high.
Yes.
Jesus.
And what can you do about it? Nothing. If that's true. And didn't you remember my man, Universal Soul PPP said the world's going to end 2005? Well, let's see. Pole shift, there's been a lot of speculating. Hey, let's burn this shit. Hey, I just need some coochie before I leave. That's all I'm saying. I love y'all, man. I've been here for an hour. I'm going to go on tonight. Not going to lie. I am. Shout out to Shedeur Sanders, man. I'm sorry they doing you like that, man. You should be humble, though. But I hope this was a lesson, and they exposed themselves, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I love all of y'all, man. Definitely holla at y'all. For y'all, get ready. Y'all payments, I know all in the first. Some of y'all, get them shits ready. Get them ready. People are paying. We're getting ready. The address is being sent. So I'll talk tonight. I don't know what it's going to be about, but I might do something interesting.